Despite what you have been told and sold by countless marketing, sales, copywriting, business teachers, there are no magic words that are going to manipulate prospects into just buying from you. It's not it's not about magic words. It's about the underlying message. It's about what you're saying underneath those words that matters. And so you can't just steal somebody else's words and suddenly have some magical persuasive power. You actually have to be able to have a conversation that's about something that your prospect cares about and show them that you have something that they should desire, that they can desire, that they naturally have a desire for. And when you do that, that's when the persuasive power comes out. So today is Mailbox Monday, and that means that I'm answering your questions as part of today's episode. And today's episode, I'm responding to a question from a subscriber, LN, who says, my biggest challenge is my sales presentation. How to use the right words to evoke an emotion that will trigger a buying decision in my prospects. And so that's what we'll cover in today's episode. Reminder here, you can go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/ask. That's breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/ask if you would like to submit your question to potentially have it answered on an upcoming Mailbox Monday episode. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. Okay, so like I said, there's not some magic word that's going to evoke an emotion and trigger a buying decision in your prospects, as much as we would like that to be true. However, if you're able to tap into their experience around what's going on in their life and why they would actually want a particular product or service as a solution to a problem that they're facing, when you're really able to tap into that experience and connect with that experience, you are channeling the emotions that they're already feeling around that towards making a buying decision. And I actually have 5 big breakthrough ideas around this today. Number 1 is that emotion is a reaction to an external circumstance. So something happens to us and we have this feeling inside that is a reaction to that thing that's happening. And the other thing that happens is it doesn't have to be necessarily something that happens to us. We have emotions from vicarious experience. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you go to a movie and that movie is sad and you're crying at the peak sadness point in the movie, or that movie is happy, or you're feeling victorious at the end of the movie, and you're feeling victorious inside, even though everything that's been happening is light projected on a screen or vibrations of air that create sound patterns. Like all of that, if you break it down to that, like what's the emotion, right? But there's a story that's being told and you experience that story. And so your emotion is a reaction to this external circumstance, to this input. And so as a marketer, if you want to trigger emotions, you have to understand the circumstance going on in their life, and you have to find a way to connect with that with your message. So you have to understand what's going on. You have to understand the pain that they're in, because most great marketing, especially the marketing that triggers emotions and a buying decision, is tied to the relief, the escape from some kind of pain. And so what you have to do is first you have to understand the external circumstance, and you have to connect with that, and you have to speak to that. Breakthrough number 2, it's always about transformation. So I talked about pain and escape. Like this is the movement from hell, some current hellish experience that they're facing right now, into the heaven that they desire, this ideal state, this outcome that they desire. It's a transformation from pain to relief, to escape from pain. You know, we buy headache medicine because we have a headache, because we want relief from the pain. And when you think about the headaches that your customers are having, your prospects are having, that your problem or solution is the headache medicine for, right? Then that's the transformation that your prospect wants to experience. And right now, there is emotion associated with the pain, and there is also potential emotion that is associated with relief. And it's going to be a reaction, again, to the circumstance of the pain changing to relief. It's the transformation between a problem and a solution. That's the most universal language that I use when it comes to marketing, because most good offers are a solution to a problem that the prospect faces. The problem could be some negative circumstance, some negative symptoms going on in their life, or it could be that they don't have something that they desire, which in a way is its own negative. But the big thing here is that they're always moving away from something, and usually that is the bigger motivator and the bigger emotional trigger, right? Is this thing that they want to get away from, that they want to escape. There's also this solution, this positive state that they want to experience, that they are moving towards. And so the movement is the emotion, the motion is the emotion, and there's the emotion that is the reaction to what they're trying to get away from, and there's the emotion that is the reaction to what they're trying to move towards. And so finding ways to trigger those feelings of motion from what they're trying to get away from and what they're trying to get towards, what they're trying to move towards. That is how you do that, whether it's a spoken sales presentation or through whatever type of media, through whatever type of copywriting. It's tapping into that emotional movement. And again, like I'll point out here that it doesn't have to be speaking directly to you, like, oh, you are in pain right now, you're having these symptoms, whatever. Oftentimes the more powerful way that we can communicate these movements, this motion that triggers emotion, is through story. And so if I'm telling a story of myself going from the pain to the relief, of the hell to the heaven, or if I'm telling the story of a prospect, it's like that experience in a movie theater where the person is not actually in the middle of the romance or the adventure or the action movie or the mystery or whatever the genre is, right? The person is not actually a character in that story, but they feel the emotion the same because they are immersed in the story as it's being told to them. And so if you are able to get someone immersed in the story that represents the movement that they're going to have, the motion that they're going to have away from what they're trying to get away from and towards whatever they're trying to get towards, over the course of the story that represents the customer journey, the product experience, the offer experience, the service experience, that is going to trigger those feelings that come out of that. And a big part of this, big part of this is getting them to imagine that relief that they're going to feel when they are no longer in pain, when they finally get their desired outcome, to be able to clearly paint a picture of where they are going. Because if they don't believe that they're going to get where they're going, if they don't have a vivid experience of where they're going, not just what they're trying to get away from, if you're not able to, this is actually an image that I used in teaching copywriting years ago that I'm just remembering. It's like when you use fear in a financial promo, and fear is used a lot in financial, and it's used in other places too. But when you use fear, it's like grabbing someone by the collar and holding them out over a cliff, and they have to believe for a moment that they're going to fall. They have to believe for a moment that they're going to fall. But in that state, they cannot make a good decision. And so what you have to do is show them that you can pull them back from danger. Show them that you can release them from that fear, right? And so when you sell things that involve fear, and I really don't like to sell things that involve fear anymore, but when you sell things that involve fear, you have to show them that, hey, there is salvation. There is this being pulled back from being held over the ledge. And it is, again, it's that same state that you can't just sell by putting someone into a negative state. There has to be that motion that creates the emotion towards whatever it is that they are trying to get to. Now, another thing that's really going to make or break your emotional connection with your prospect is your understanding of them. Your understanding of them. And And the first level of understanding is understanding the problem or challenge that they face, and specifically what how that manifests as symptoms, as pain in their everyday life. And so if you're able to speak to your experience or somebody else's experience of that problem and what symptoms showed, they're going to say, "Ooh, that makes sense. Like I resonate with that because that's what I'm going through right now." And so you have to understand the problem and how they're thinking about the problem. You also have to understand the agitation. How is this holding them back in their life right now? Like what is this preventing them from doing? What life is this preventing them from living? What is the agitation around this? What's the emotional reason that they want to have the problem solved? Invalidation, here's a huge thing. People want to understand why other solutions have not worked for them. Why like the problem is not going away on its own, why other things they've tried haven't worked. And if you can point out specifically why other solutions have not worked, and you understand that, and you understand that they've gone through a process where other solutions have not worked, yes, you're going to connect with them in a big way. Then you have to understand a solution, and you have to be able to convey an understanding of why one particular solution, which is going to be your product or service, is going to work. And then you're going to understand the best action that they can take today. And by being the guide that takes them along that journey from problem through agitation, through invalidation, through solution, through the action that they need to take, you're going to take them from that entire journey, from what they're trying to get away from to what they're trying to get towards, and show them the outcome that you're able to help them create. And then most importantly, by being able to communicate all of this, you're hitting breakthrough number 5, which is the perfect fit. And I realized that I dropped the numbering there. So 1 was emotion is reaction to external circumstance. Breakthrough number 2 is showing them the transformation. Breakthrough number 3 is providing them that sense of relief. Breakthrough number 4 is making sure that there's complete understanding. And breakthrough number 5 is giving them the sense that, hey, this is a perfect fit. So from the moment they start interacting with you, with your sales message, they say, hey, this is for me. This person understands me. They're communicating with, they're speaking to me, and this is for me, and that's great. And I want it because it's for me. And then the perfect fit has to continue through all of your message and offer. So as you're speaking to them, they still have to feel like, oh, this person is speaking, that they understand me, they get what I want, they get the problems that I'm going through, they get my challenges. And all the way up to the offer. Oh, this person has created the perfect product or service, the perfect solution for my problem. This is the perfect fit. That's number 5. And if you do want to go deeper into these topics, I do have training on emotional direct response copywriting, as well as the story selling masterclass. Both of those are available through BTMS Insiders. I'll include links in the description there. Emotional direct response copywriting gets more specifically into that emotional journey. Story selling masterclass zooms out and says, how are stories used in persuasive communication? And they are really a core to nailing this and to getting this right. They're both included with BTMS Insiders, which is like Netflix for copywriting and marketing training. Check out the links in the description to get to all of that, to learn more. And remember to check out the link to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/ask if you have a question you'd like to have answered in an upcoming episode. And hey, leave a comment with this. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how valuable you found it, why, what are your action items, what are your takeaways, what are you going to do differently as a result of this. Also tap that like button before you go so you get more content like this delivered to you. And so the magic algorithms of the internet will share it with more people like you who will find it valuable. You can certainly share it with anybody in your life who you think would find it valuable. And subscribe before you go. Subscribe here. Also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com. Get those daily email notifications with episode updates and more exclusive content for email subscribers. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I'm always aiming for 10 out of 10 value. I hope I've delivered it today, and I will catch you again in the next episode. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.